Hello, my darlings. It is me, Rosie Bitts, and I am back with Tantric Tips with Rosie Bitts. Okay, let's get started. So before we do, I want you to go back and like and subscribe and also grab my free gift, because then you get on my newsletter and you get all the sexy things, all the sexy content, and how to work with me. So go do that right now and then come right back. Okay, this week, what we are working on is we are talking about how to last longer in the bedroom, aka Tantric Edging, part 1. Boop. So I have so many men, and couples talk about how to do this, and it's really, really normal for people right now to be dealing with some premature ejaculation issues. I should say it's not necessarily, it's common at the moment. I think there's a lot of reasons that are creating that as an issue, but it's very, very common. So that's why I'm going to do a little part 1 and a little part 2 on how do we deal with this. So what I'd love for you to do is, you can go back and watch the how to give a lingam massage video, but have it for yourself. I'm talking to people with penises. So I talk about how to do it on a partner, but I'd love for you to do all of that on yourself. It's very nurturing. It's gonna help with everything I'm talking about today. Okay, so let's get into this yummy tantric edging and lasting longer. So there's a lot of reasons as to why you're gonna wanna last longer. Number 1, I really think people with penises, you deserve to feel some mastery over your erection and your ejaculation, right? Rather than it just happening and you being like, oh shit. It's great if you feel like you've mastered it, or like you have some level of mastery with it, so that you're like, oh, I got this. I know how to slow things down. I know how to speed things up. And if you're making love to somebody with a vagina, they usually need some time. We want some time with that penetration. We want to feel it. We want to get into it. Because especially if you have somebody who's multi-orgasmic, we can usually go a long time. And you know what? Your partner might be multi-orgasmic. You don't even know. You just got to take the time to see what's going on down there. Okay, so there's so many reasons for you to want to last longer. So how do we actually make it happen? Well, today we're going to talk about some of the preliminaries, and then in the next video I'm going to give you some steps how to do it. Okay, so the preliminaries are slow the fuck down. Slow the fuck down, my friends. Slow it down. That means when you are masturbating, when you are self-pleasuring, I don't want you like jerking off as quickly as you can to just get to that place. I want you to slow and sensual and enjoy and turn the porn off. Number 2, turn the porn off. I am not against porn. I actually really enjoy some porn. I like seeing people have sex. It's sexy, right? But I want it to be one of many tools you have in your toolbox, and not the thing that you depend on for your arousal. It's also easier to get really focused on what's happening in your body when you're not distracted by some porn. So turn that freaking porn off and start using the old spank bank. Start using your brain, fantasize, right? Build up all that good, juicy stuff. Now, the other thing I said, when I said slow it the fuck down, I said get sensual. So people with penises, I know you've been sold a bill of goods that says the only erogenous zone you have in your body is your dick, maybe your balls. That's not true. You have so many erogenous zones. So I want you to start to explore what your erogenous zones are. What sensually fulfills you? So you're gonna start masturbating in a way that is like taking yourself on a date, right? So like, what feels good when you touch yourself? And I want you to touch yourself everywhere. I want you to get in there and check out the prostate. Not all men like it. Some men have some shame around playing with their butts. Some men just literally don't like it. no problem, but at least go and explore and see what's in there, what's available to you. But it's also not just the prostate, it's also not just the balls, it's also not just the cock. It's everything. It's your whole genital area, but it's also like bring a feather. How does that feel? You know what I mean? Like play with your nipples. How does that feel? Rub your thighs and your legs. How does that feel? Rub into your groin, right? Take the time to touch yourself and see what is arousing. Give yourself a sensual massage, and then you can actually see what feels good. It's amazing to me when I give tantric massage, how many, generally I'm working with cis men, how many of them are never touched beyond their penises. They don't get sensual touch anywhere else on their bodies. They don't give themselves sensual touch anywhere else on their bodies, and they don't ask for it. And when I give them tantric massage and start with this full body sensual massage, they're like, oh my God, like what the hell is happening? And then these beautiful things happen. Is when we do that, and this is why I want you to go check out the lingam massage video. You know what? You have time and space for your erection to just arise organically, because the arousal is just happening. And I find that people tend to last longer when they've had this like kind of slow buildup, right? Because you just get deeper into your body and more in touch with what's going on. Okay, and then the other thing that I want you to do is I want you to masturbate using some lube that feels like a slippery vagina, right? That use some coconut oil or a water-based lube. I love coconut oil, it feels so good. But it feels like the sensation of being in a slippery vagina. So by the time you go into that vagina, you're like, you're like, okay, I've slowed everything down, I've gotten sensual, I know what this feels like. And I'm talking to people, a lot of people who've had sex, who've had a lot of sex, but still are masturbating with some spit, or maybe with some lubriderm lotion or a chunky lube. No, get something slippery, okay? Get something slippery. This is gonna help. So this is all the pre-setup to the steps I'm gonna give you in the next video. And let me look if I've got anything else that I didn't say. No, that's it. That's it. I wanted to look down at my notes, but this is the pre-setup. And these are important. Don't just skip to the next video. I know you're going to, but don't skip to the next video, because all of this is important. And this is why it's tantric edging, because you're actually getting in touch with your sensuality. And let me tell you, this is going to show up in your lovemaking and how you can make love to your partner when you're in touch with your sensuality, when you know what feels good, when you've started like investigating your whole body, you've taken the time to do that, then that's going to translate in how you're going to make love to your lover. Okay, the last tip I'm going to give you is the same as the beginning. Slow the fuck down, because you need to hear that 2 times. You need to hear it 2 times. Slow the fuck down when you're masturbating. Slow the fuck down when you're making love. Slow down. Find the sensuality. Find the rhythm. Stop if you need to. All that yummy stuff. Okay, there you go. Watch for part 2 coming soon. Like, subscribe, grab my free gift. You know what to do. Mwah.